Welcome to the BR Performance Studios podcast, everyone. At BR Performance Studios, coaches truly believe that sport and fitness are athlete-centered. So that's why we've decided to expand our field of view to commit for all our athletes who are eager to learn more. So everything we do here at BR will be based on knowledge. So if you have a question, please ask us. If we have an answer, we will respond. And if we don't, rest assured that we will look for that answer and come back to you. This is our new podcast. I am Coach Melina and I will be your host today. Right, welcome back to our podcast, everyone. So as I said earlier on, we are truly committed to knowledge. But before we start disseminating all that, we thought it would be a good idea to introduce all our coaches to you. We've done 2 episodes so far in the Meet the Coaches series. You've had a chance to meet myself and our head coach, Coach Joao. Today, we're going to welcome to the show Coach Alessio. Alessio, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
It's good to have you here. For those that don't know, Coach Alessio is fairly new to BR and fairly new to Dubai. He joined our team in June, so about 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he arrived in the height of summer.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed.
That was quite the baptism of fire for him. But he's literally hit the ground running. He's already established himself as a key part of our team. He has an MSc in sportscience, and he is a high performing age group athlete. So today we'll just spend some time getting to know him. So Alessio, over to you. If we can start with, I guess, what made you make a career out of sport? What was it that drove you to continue sport as a career and become a coach?
Well, it's a good question. My entire life was devoted to the sport since I was a child, and in the beginning I don't like so much, maybe like every kids or young guy. I don't like the role of the coach, you know.
Okay.
And then when I get older
and wiser.
Yeah, wiser or older. I started to appreciate more that kind of work, role. And after the high school diploma, I started university in Rome, and it was pretty easy because my sport is my life, and I switch a little bit my mindset and my role, but
so you went you studied, your first degree was physical education at the University of Rome. Was that a fairly easy decision? So when you were, I don't know, you guys finished school in 19. So was it a fairly easy decision that you were going to go into sport? Was it a case of you weren't really sure what you wanted, but you really liked sport, so you kind of went into it?
It wasn't easy because in Italy the sport is not so appreciated like abroad. I don't know, like US or north of Europe or something, or in Dubai as well. Italy is not a full-time job. If you are a coach, everybody asks you, okay, but what's your job? Yeah. So in the beginning, I was thinking about future, and I was a little bit not sure about this. But yeah, once I started, was pretty easy because that university we did practice, practical activities, and for me it was my work. Yeah. And I finished in 3 years because the bachelor degree is 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
And with a final thesis about young triathlon.
Okay.
With a correlation between the swimming part and the final result.
So if you swim well,
yeah, probably you finish in the top end of the statement.
Okay, I think we need to explore that a little bit better, because everyone swimming is the shortest part of the race, so sometimes people don't give as much weight to swimming. So what were just out of interest, what were your findings like?
We took some research that shown good correlation in ITU races at elite level in many women.
Yeah.
That shown if you exit from the water between 30 and 40 seconds behind the leader, you cannot catch it.
Oh wow.
No way.
Okay.
So in Olympic distance, the sprint Olympic distance. And we were curious about the young, if it was the same with shorter distance, of course.
So when you say youth athletes, what ages are we talking about?
25, elite, average 25, 26, more or less, And in Italy is the same. If you swim very fast, probably you don't win, because the winning, it depends of your running and the final part. But for sure you can finish in the top end. Okay. In the first 10, I don't know.
So the swim can't necessarily win the race for you, but you can definitely lose the race. If you don't have a good swim, there's a good chance the rest of your race will kind of follow that way, but a good swim sets you up for the rest of the race.
If you want to win the race, you have to swim and run very fast. But if you lose the race, probably you are a bad swimmer.
Okay. Well, that's
99% of the cases like this.
Okay, well, I hope all our athletes are listening to this particular bit. It might be the shortest part of the race, but it's equally as important.
You asked me how we find it. We analyzed the many results of the race of the 2 or 3 seasons before, and we say we correlated the time in the swimming split with the finish. So it's very analytical,
and it's a strong correlation.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. So from that, clearly, it was you were at university. It was very academic. You finished your physical education degree. Did you go into your masters straight after, or was there a break, or how?
No. Straight after, 2 months later, I got my bachelor degree on July. I remember. And on September, I started with the bachelor with the test. I did the test for the access. And I passed.
Okay. How did you find the step from going from a bachelor's into a master's? What did you focus on during your master's?
I focused more on individual sport and on training method, sports science. So we had many options of team sports or individual sports. And I chose individual sport because I had swimming and triathlon option, and I started.
You stayed with those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. It's very
and that was
specific.
And so your masters was very research focused. Was it mainly focused on coaching methods and training methods, or?
I think it was a mix, but we spent a lot of time in laboratory, biomechanics, physiology, but in the swimming pool, but with the ergometric pool for check analyze the biomechanics of the swimming. And
oh wow, that's awesome.
Very nice.
That's what we need here.
Yeah.
We could do with one of those.
I will do it again if I could.
please bring one here. Okay, and I mean, what do you remember most about your university years? How do you? I mean, you were. We're gonna touch onto your how you grew up in sport in a little while, but given that you spent most of your life in sport, in organized sport, structured sport, and you were high performing. For those that don't know, Alessio was part of the Olympic trial team for the 2008 Beijing Games. He was trying for the 10K open water swim. So that's the marathon equivalent in swimming. So he's a very high performing athlete. So going from being that level of athlete to studying, how did that fit in? What do you remember about? Did you enjoy? Did it start to make more sense? Not make more sense in the sense. Did what you do as a kid, as a young athlete, did it start to make more sense when you were at university?
I got more doubts.
You got what? Sorry.
More doubt.
Okay.
Because when you are athlete, you execute what your coach says. Now I have the knowledge to know why it's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not easy because every mechanism, even physiologist mechanism or injuries, everything almost everything, and you know why. So
did
I'm doing well? No, maybe not, because happened this, because of that. Okay. It's very tricky.
So I mean, that must have been quite interesting to finally be able to understand it. It's that might be.
It's interesting, but you could overthink.
That's true.
And lose the focus on your performance.
Yeah.
Maybe you was.
Okay. Well,
especially for me, I think a lot.
Yeah. Well, and there is a saying in sports psychology. I remember one of the first things that we were told is that too much analysis can lead to paralysis. You just need to get on with it.
And I practice it a lot here in heat condition. And the heart rate rise a lot. You know why?
It doesn't make it just because you understand it, but you can't necessarily control it. And at the time that you were at uni, you were still an athlete. You were still, and did you have a coach at that point, or did you switch to coaching yourself at that point?
I alternated the period between a self-coach and then I had a coach.
Okay. And was that the same coach you had growing up, or?
No. It changed every time.
It changed. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back and we'll focus a little bit more on your background and how you got to where you are today.
In order to take you to the next level, we have to know two basic metrics, which is where you are now, your base level, and where you are going, your final goal. For this reason, we create a system called BR stages. The BR stages consist in 4 levels. Number 1, fundamentals. Number 2, skills. Number 3, performance. And finally, specialization.
Right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we are continuing our Meet the Coaches series, and we're getting to know Coach Alessio. We've spoken about, so far he kind of gave us a brief background on mainly his education, where he's at as a coach, his bachelor's in physical education and MSc in sports science. But for now, I'm gonna take him a little bit further back, and I think we'd all like to know where it all started. So when did you start sport? What sport did you get into? How was it when you were a kid? So just tell us everything.
I started with swimming. Was I think my only sport I practiced very very well and completely focused. And I started at 4 years old.
4 years old.
Very very young, at my hometown, Porto Santo Stefano,
which is in
Tuscany. Yes,
yeah.
exactly, in the south of Tuscany. And me and my brother, he is younger than me, start with swimming. Then the swimming pool in that place closed.
Okay.
And we decided to move in Grosseto, is another city, is the biggest city, in the south of Tuscany, but it's around 40k from my home.
Okay.
And
so hang on, the club moved, or you guys moved?
No, me, my family, me and my brother, because my brother was very skinny.
Okay.
And the doctor suggests to do some swimming to gain, muscle mass and this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it didn't work because he stopped because he's very lazy, and I continued. And after 2 or 3 years, I joined in a local team, the first competitive team.
So you would have been
7 or 8.
Okay. So 7 or 8, you started competitive.
To compete.
You were serious about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I really liked this since the beginning, so never stopped.
What did you? I mean, at that stage, from what you can remember, before you went into the competitive team, what do you remember most about those early years in the pool? What did you do? I mean, obviously you would have had a coach or a swim teacher at that stage. What if you had to describe or summarize those days? What was swimming like for you?
Was nice, but I every time thought to the future. I want to learn to compete. So since the beginning, my focus on competition.
Would you race the other people in your lane?
Yeah, exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Did you race the warm up?
And sometimes I was the best.
Yeah.
So the most advanced.
Okay.
And I skip every time the level, you start with basic and maybe every year you progress. And I remember I took less than a season to progress the level.
Okay.
And indeed in 2 or 3 years start to compete with
What were those first experiences like in competition? Like, I mean, did you? Obviously, it's been a while, and our memories of our childhood can be a little bit skewed. But did you notice a big difference from just swimming to getting into the team in terms of how your day-to-day stuff was, how the training was, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, because the training load was harder, of course. I think I trained 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
At 7 or 8 years old instead of 2.
Yeah, it's a big step at that point.
Yeah. And when you are in a competitive team, you have the pressure of the performance.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we discussed about it in our podcast before. But I think it's something inside of you. If you have, if you don't have, you can do it, but for few years, because
you mean the pushing and the
to be competitive, to challenge with the other guys, and I had the pressure as well, because I want to perform well, and not always you can perform well, and this is a big difference between the normal swimming and competitive swimming.
So as a young athlete, I mean, you said you had it in you. You really liked the challenge. You really liked to push yourself. But you said as well that you had the pressure, and some of that pressure you kind of put on yourself.
Yeah.
As a young athlete, how did you cope with that? And did you feel any pressure from your coaches or your team or your parents, or was it mainly the pressure was coming from you? You just wanted to perform that well.
No, just for me.
Just for you.
Yeah, my parents don't care about my sport. My father was a football player, soccer player.
That's the big sport over there.
Yeah. And he still doesn't like swimming, so I remember he left me in the swimming pool. Okay, call me when you have done, and it's okay. So my family left me free to do everything I wanted. And
so that's kind of a
it was nice. It was the best choice they can do it.
Okay. So in those early days, obviously we know you tried for the Olympic team for the marathon swim, but in those early days, what was your event?
Before that.
Yeah. So when you first started, so when you were like, I don't know, 8 to 10 or around that age, what was your event? What did you?
Everything. Put the best experience in my background, and then see what can I do in the future and the best. But I felt very confident with the long distance since the beginning. In 50 meters is too fast and too short for me, and I felt this since the beginning. But I was pretty good on breaststroke. And then I switched to backstroke. I was better on backstroke. Yeah. That's 200 backstroke.
We had the same.
The same? Okay.
200 back and 800 for me. So yeah, we're very similar in that sense. Except I couldn't do breaststroke. I still can't. So from at that stage, what do you remember as far as your coaching experiences? So your coach back then, did you have one coach from pretty much the age of 8 until you left home when you were, I don't know, when you went to uni at 19, or did you have different coaches? What are your memories from that?
I had 3 or 4 coaches different, because in the meantime I changed the team. Okay. And
sorry, the change of team came, you guys moved as a family, or another team? Why did those changes come
I joined other teams.
So a
high
level.
Teams, exactly.
Okay.
And usually you change coach when you change age category.
Okay, all right.
In some team.
Yeah.
In the bigger team, every category has a different coach.
Okay.
So in 10 years maybe I changed 3 or 4 coaches.
Okay.
And the relationship changed because you are not more a kid.
Yeah. You're changing as
well, and you have another coach. And
do you have so if you had 3 or 4 different coaches, were they? Would you say their coaching styles were fairly similar, or they were not very different?
No.
Okay.
I shared myself from the most conservative to the most I don't know, hard.
And which one? As an athlete, as a young athlete back then, what coaching style did you respond to best?
To the harder work.
Yeah. So they kind of just get on with it. Swim,
20K per day, it's okay. And now I don't know. I know. Sorry. This is a good method to have a short-term result.
Yeah.
To the short term. Okay. But you don't have a long life.
Your longevity in sport is compromised.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Then it's up to you, but usually works.
So if we focus on the last few years of your you're swimming while you were still at school, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've transitioned
Yeah.
at uni, and I guess that's all that changes. You would have been what, 16, 17?
15 to 17.
So you had one coach at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, and what were those experiences like at the time? So you were by that point, had you made the switch to open water? Or?
No, I switched to open water in 2001.
Okay. So
Because at that time my coach was a part of the Italian Federation of Swimming.
Okay.
So he went to the race to judge,
Yeah.
to see everything work,
Yeah.
and he brought with him to a race
Yeah.
once, and I start to race.
Okay.
I like, and I start
What-
with the open water.
Okay. So what was it about open water that? Is it the fact that it's just
almost
it's just
2K?
longer?
No,
or-
almost 2K. One
Okay.
mile.
Okay.
1 mile.
Alright, so you hadn't stepped up the big distance
yeah.
yet. But
But I was a child, 12
yeah,
years old.
So what? So pool or sea swimming?
Sea swimming. Yeah.
No, as in, what do you prefer?
Sea swimming.
Sea swimming.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Okay. Cool.
No doubts.
Okay, and what is it about sea swimming that you prefer to the pool?
Because many variables can happen,
Mm-hmm.
and everything change.
Okay, so it's less. It's more interesting, I guess.
It's more interesting, and the performance is not so
predictable. Okay.
Exactly.
So
That's
just
the
because
right word.
you're a fast, strong swimmer doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're gonna have a good day.
The sea conditions, the
Yeah.
weather,
Sighting
the
and-
temperature,
Yeah,
your competitors,
Okay.
the route,
yeah.
everything can change your
Can
performance.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And it's more to adapt yourself to the conditions
Mm-hmm.
instead of swimming pool that there is
Yeah.
a pool, a lane, water,
Yeah.
and swim in the
And then off
fastest
you go.
way you can.
Yeah. Okay. So you definitely like the challenge, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
a lot
more
more
open.
challenging. Yeah.
Open to
And,
many variables.
Okay, we're kind of maybe going off on a tangent a little bit, but for you, if we take the environmental stuff out of the equation, what's the difference between swimming in the sea and swimming in the pool? Forget the environment, all that kind of stuff, but in terms of the actual swimming, is there a difference how you swim in the pool and how you swim in the sea? Or is it pretty much the same?
You mean in technical aspect?
Yeah, from that point of view.
Yeah, you have to adapt in any case your technique to the waves, to the currents, and to the others.
Yeah.
Because if 10 people swim on you, you have to change your breathing, your sighting. You have to sight in the right moment to see the boys and everything. And usually the stroke length is shorter
in the sea.
Yeah, because you have to endure more.
Yeah.
And you can't continue to.
Gliding doesn't work in the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but whilst you were focusing on open water swimming, and obviously later on that became the marathon, what was your balance between, in terms of training, what was your balance between pool swimming and sea swimming? So you would still train in the pool, or
of course.
how often would you go to the sea? And so what did training look like back then for you?
During the winter, I still competed on swimming pool. In the pool.
So 1500 meters, I'm assuming you did.
15. Yeah, but I did the same. I got a medal on regional championship on 400.
Okay. All right. So you still did the short stuff.
Yeah,
as
spring
well.
regional championship in 2005, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something.
Okay.
And the changements were about technical aspect.
Mm-hmm.
When you compete in swimming pool, you take care. Must take care more on details.
Yeah.
Like track start, flip turns.
Yeah.
On technique as well.
Yeah.
And during this open water swim, you don't care about that because you don't have.
Yeah.
But more on strength.
Yeah.
On endurance, and to find the right route with specific session on open swimming, open water swimming.
Yeah.
And everything is the base is the same. Because the training, the sessions were more or less the same, but the specific aspects change a little bit. But I switched by season. So during the winter, I were in the pool.
Mainly in the pool, and then you switch it back out.
Exactly.
Okay. So for all our, I mean, obviously we're focusing on triathlon, and for all our triathletes and all our athletes that are listening, as the season starts to open up here and the water is getting cooler for us, we will be switching one of our weekly swims back to the sea. That said, our athletes need to keep their pool swimming, their pool training going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
sorry.
No, you go. It's your podcast.
Even because the sessions, the workout can be better monitored on the swimming pool.
Yeah.
In the swimming pool. Yeah.
And to that end, we'll just do before we take a short break, we'll just very quickly plug one of our services that we offer, which is our Monday night pool swim at Blue Wave at 7:30. It's a group for it's varied abilities. As long as you are able to swim continuously, you are able to join, and we focus on some technical aspects and some swim fitness aspects on the Monday night. So if you can get more information or to book, just contact our main switchboard. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more questions for you.
Thank you.
Our cycling experience is based on two main pillars: a scientific power-based system and music. The power-based system allows us to measure the performance of each member in the class, and the music and the rhythm work as a trigger to the state of flow.
Right, welcome back everyone. I'm Coach Melina, and I'm here today with Coach Alessio.
Hello.
Getting to know him a little bit better since he's one of our new team members and a new arrival in Dubai. I think he's very happy now that the weather's getting better, because he arrived in the height of summer. I think I still remember your first ride in Al Qudra and the look on your face when we finished.
I rode in Attail on July.
Yes, you
4th
did.
July.
Yes, yeah.
I can't forget.
I know, but if it's only going to get easier now. The weather's going to be lovely now. So
good to know.
You'll be fine. Okay, so in the previous section, we kind of focused on your childhood in sport, how you came through the ranks with swimming. I'd like to focus on your last year in swimming before you made the jump into triathlon. Mm-hmm. So if you can kind of briefly tell us a little bit about I guess what was the highlight of your swimming career, and how did your swimming career finish?
Well, my highlight I think was in 2005 and 2006, my best years. Mm-hmm. When I came 5th at the Italian Championship open water 10K. I was 16, so
wow.
I suppose to have a good future ahead. And I joined to the Olympic trial for the next Olympic game.
So in 2005, you were chosen as a potential future Olympian, and then you joined a specific program at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was
I did
like?
a few stages with the national team.
Okay.
I was a junior category, but I skipped. And I joined the
seniors,
seniors team, straight without do any.
How was that experience?
Good. I was worried because I was a young guy with men.
Okay.
35 years old, and but
open
nice.
water swimming is mainly the ages, they're mainly older compared to pool swimmers.
At that time, yes. Now the average age is
dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like probably every sport now.
Okay.
Even triathlon as well, long distance triathlon.
Yeah, they're getting younger and younger.
Yeah. Now you see 20, 22 years old smashed the race, and 5-6 years ago, no, because the experience were more.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're getting younger and younger? Do you think they're specializing earlier?
Yeah.
And
on triathlon,
mm-hmm.
yes. And we have more youth teams,
mm-hmm.
Because this sport is very young. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, doesn't exist any young team. Yeah. So now, for example, Blumfeld and the other Norwegian guy, they start very, very young, probably at 6-7 years old, and after 10 or 15 years, you have a good background, good training load, and you can perform very well.
Yeah.
And for them, it's not so long race, 3 hours and
something. No, that's true.
It's crazy fast. So
that's a very
from an Olympic to 70.3 is a short step.
It's not a massive step. No, that's true. So from 2005 leading up to the 2008, you were focused on trying to make it to the team. Unfortunately, when that didn't, you weren't able to make it to Beijing. What came next for you? You continued swimming after that? 2 more years.
Okay. I missed because the rules were very strict. For the Olympic Games, only 25 swimmers around the world were admitted.
Oh.
Yeah, five each continent.
That's even more strict than triathlon. Triathlon, at least we get 50.
Yeah. 25 and 5 each continent.
So only one Italian made it?
One Italian, the first 5 European.
Wow.
So you had to go to European Championship and got the first 5 position, and then you can go. And I didn't.
Okay.
I was 17, 18, and I was pretty young, but it's okay.
How did... I probably know the answer to this question, but I'll ask it anyway. When that didn't happen for you, were you kind of expecting it? Did you know it was a long shot, or deep down, obviously, if you were trying, you wanted to get it? And how was it when it didn't happen?
It was the opposite. I mean, I was very young, and I didn't expect to be there.
Anyway. Okay.
So I have a lot of Olympic Games ahead, maybe London, Rio, blah blah blah, and it's okay. Work to the future.
Yeah.
4 more years to build my strength.
Okay, so what happened after? Because we know it didn't. You didn't get another shot.
I changed my priority.
Okay.
I started university. I wasn't able to sustain that kind of work, the training load, because I swam every day, maybe 11, 12 times per week. In the morning and the evening.
Swimming's known for its volume.
I remember a week I swam 110k per week.
Wow. Okay.
For the season, for the open water.
Yeah.
And with the university I moved to Rome, and I missed my team. I have to change everything, swimming pool, team, and etc. Coach, and I gave up.
Okay.
And I tried to take a break for a couple of years.
And how was the break? How did you find the break, mentally and physically?
In the beginning was fine. I was very happy, rest,
No
okay,
training,
heat,
I get to
everything.
sleep,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Only study, but the university, you know, is very.
Yeah, I remember.
You have a lot of fun moments.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
So
Well,
it's
that's
okay. New
silly.
city, Rome in Italy is the biggest city.
Yeah.
Is everything was new for me, and okay, I can do it. And a friend of mine in that period, every time we met, he said to me, "Why you don't start triathlon?" He's an Ironman, of course.
Okay.
Why you don't start triathlon? You are a good swimmer. For me, you can do very well. I have to see you running. And we start. I enjoy. Blah blah blah. No. I rejected for 2 years because I was full of sessions. One sport was enough.
Did you do 3?
I can't think about 2 more sports: swimming, running, and cycling.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but after 2 years, the competition started to.
You missed it.
Yeah, and I don't want to be back to. I didn't want to be back to swimming because I did my part and that's it. Stop. I can try another career.
You wanted another challenge then?
Another challenge,
Yeah,
and triathlon was pretty appeal.
Okay. So this was 2012.
2012, I started.
So you were how old?
23.
It always makes me feel old when I ask you how old you are. Okay, so at age 23, you did your first try.
Yeah.
And what distance was that?
Well, was a duathlon.
No, I promise you. Where was the swim?
No, because I want to start with the sprint triathlon, but the sea conditions
so
didn't permit to swim.
Oh, for a former swimmer.
Yeah, I remember
gutted.
I bought my wetsuit, my new wetsuit, the day before the race, and I didn't use.
Oh, no.
Was frustrating.
Okay. You did another baptism of fire for you then.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
all right.
I struggled a lot because I was maybe 10 kilograms fatter.
Bigger,
Bigger. But I really enjoyed the race. Okay. I liked it.
See, that's saying a lot for a swimmer to go to a try, not swim, and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
I cycled and ran for 2 months. I started on February, and that race was in April.
Okay.
April.
Cool. And then, so what came after that then? You 1
month later, my first half Ironman.
Okay, I think I should. So, okay.
Yeah.
So when we say to our athletes, let's build up slowly.
Yeah. No. Don't listen.
Okay. This. Yeah. You do as we say and not as we do. Okay. So how was that experience?
Painful.
Okay, the swim wouldn't have been too bad.
Yeah, first out of the water by 2 minutes maybe from the 7.
And then the bike and the run.
The bike pretty good, but I remember was a tough course. So we had a climb to do twice.
Yeah.
The first was okay. I can do it. The second, I remember I wanted to drop and push my bike, but the climb was too long and wasn't smart to do it. And it's okay. On running, I struggle, but I finished 25th, I think, overall.
Okay.
And
all right.
But I enjoyed.
What was it about it that
took a week to recover? But,
and you were young, and you were young back then as well, I guess.
Yeah. But after that race, I did another sprint distance triathlon, and I came 4th.
Okay.
And in that moment, I realized I can do.
You can have a future in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you draw on? Obviously, your background is in swimming. Swimming is known for how tough the training can be, and how high the volume is. did you draw on your swimming experiences in training and competition when it came to triathlon, or did you feel it was something completely separate?
Mentally, yes, it's more or less the same thing.
Yeah.
But as a sport and performance and everything is completely
it's
different.
Very different.
Yeah, it's very different because you have 3 sports of course,
Mm-hmm.
more variables.
Yeah.
You have to take care about transition as well.
Yeah. Nutrition.
And
Yeah.
it's longer definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a mix. Some parts are similar.
Yeah.
Other completely different.
Okay. And so from that you realized, or you enjoyed it, you realized there could be a future in it.
Yeah.
So I guess at that point, was there a notable change in how you approached your training? Did it become more structured? Did you get a coach? Did you do it yourself? And obviously at that time you weren't new to triathlon. How did you upskill yourself knowledge-wise? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you'd have been at university round about the same time.
Yeah,
You would have been at university.
Yeah.
So did you? Did you use your studies to try and help upskill you and increase your knowledge on triathlon?
Yeah, in the beginning I was a self-coach.
Yeah.
So I try to use my knowledge on myself.
How did you find that?
Worked. But I don't know if I was talented. I am talented.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or if my methods
Okay, you're hard. So whether it was nature versus natural.
And
okay.
But at that time I was more focused on my training as athlete.
Okay.
I don't care more about training sessions, be a coach or other stuff. I started to coach other athletes online. I started with online coaching with Training Peaks with Excel template on Excel and send via email.
Yeah,
it's very easy. Mostly runners because it's more simple to coach. Only one sport. Okay. And after that, I finished my sports science bachelor, MSc.
Your masters, yeah.
Masters, yeah. And I started to work more on coaching, but I still self-coach.
How did you balance? Obviously, now that's another transition in your life. You've left university, which has a certain level of structure. How did you find the transition into work life?
I didn't feel easy because the world is the same, you must be able to switch your mind in any situation.
And do you think this is a skill that you've got through sport? And
I saw many athletes appreciate my experience as athlete.
Okay, so they value that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so just to bring it into a bit more recent times, if we count COVID or discount COVID, your last major race was Dubai Ironman 70.3 in February 2020. You had a very good race. You came second overall in terms of the amateur race. So in terms of all the age groupers, you came second. You were 25th overall, including the pros, with a time of 4:01. I'm assuming that 1 minute has bugged you a little bit. What do you remember about that race?
1 minute.
The 1 minute.
Long, the longest minute in my life.
Okay. Yeah, I can believe that. Still, I mean, an incredibly respectable time, obviously. But was that your first time in Dubai?
Yeah, it was the first time in Dubai. I knew Coach Tommaso, and he hosted me. In the beginning, I wasn't sure to come because in Europe, in Italy, February, January, December, it's off season and it's cold, and I wasn't sure to prepare properly the race. But he was very
convincing, as we all know. It's part of his charm. Yeah.
And I came and I did well.
You did very well.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you enjoy the race?
Yeah, enjoy the race. It's very fast, flat, and simple in terms of course. Is you can't do any mistakes.
You can always do mistakes.
So you did?
you can always do mistakes. It's a long enough race.
But you can't get lost or...
No, that's true. The course is very simple.
Yeah, maybe fall because of downhill,
Yeah. How did you find one of the things that we often discuss about the Dubai race, obviously, is the run. We are in the Dubai winter, so the temperature isn't too bad. But obviously by the time everybody gets to the run, the sun's up, there's zero shade on the run. So it's still actually a very hot run. Obviously you came from Italy, so probably you probably felt that a little bit hotter for you. How did you cope with the weather?
The secret is finish in the fastest time, so the sun is... If you finish around the 10 a.m. it's okay.
It's not too bad.
If you are too slow, you take your time in the head.
So clearly Dubai made an impression on you, because you're now back here, you're living here, you're one of our main triathlon coaches. You are full-time with BR Performance Studios. So you're very present at all our sessions. How are you finding how are you finding, I guess, being part of the team and coaching, working here?
Yeah,
how's it been?
It's very nice, and I had to change my mindset because it's the first time for me. I spent my entire life working in the sport sector. But it's the first time I have a full-time contract with a team, with a triathlon team. Especially because we do strength and conditioning training as well. And now I'm enjoying every single moment in the team, even because everybody is very friendly. I have a good relationship with my athletes, but even with the other coaches, athletes. And we are a real family.
It's true. Cliche, but it's true.
No, it's true.
It's true.
My only thing is adapt myself to the new time of training. 5 a.m. Wake up at 3:30.
And that's not going to change in the winter. And it will get cold.
But it's very early compared to my Italian time.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a very short break, and then we're going to come back for the last bit, and we'll just focus on the last bit, basically on you as a coach.
When a person is stressed and they're trying to work on healthier habits, and that's what happens to most of us, is we try to work on healthier habits, but we have certain internal stressors that prevent us from developing those good habits. So we get stressed, and then we stop. So my job is to intervene right at the point where they start and where they stop, so they can continue. So I'm giving them the power and the tools to continue to build these healthy habits long term.
Right, welcome back everyone. My name is Coach Melina, and we're here today with Coach Alessio, getting to know him that little bit better. We've had a chance to find out a little bit more about his background, coming from swimming, and how he made the jump to triathlon. I guess you're now, like I said earlier, you're now one of our main coaches. Along with Joao, you are a full-time coach now with BR Performance Studio. You're very active and present in our team, and actually in a very short space of time you've certainly made your mark in the team. You're well liked by coaches and athletes alike. But I guess for those that don't know you, that don't know who Coach Alessio is, how would you describe yourself as a coach? I guess what's your main coaching philosophy, your coaching style?
Good question. For me, especially for amateur athlete, is very important to adapt the training plan to the life and lifestyle of the athlete. I mean, I'm not a big fan of a huge training load, but I prefer do a little bit less with maybe more intensity. If the athletes don't have the time to train a lot. So training is a stressor, like family, commitment, work and everything. And for me, sport is something you have to enjoy it. And if you push too much, it's not more a fun thing. So with my experience, I saw even with less time you can reach good results. I have had a final in Kona with an athlete, Italian athlete, and he trained 9 or 10 hours per week.
Wow.
And he finished in 10 hours Kona. 10 hours 04.
So it's quality, not necessarily quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I guess by striking the right balance, you're also able to maximize on your recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite key.
It works better than work, maybe not rest or not recovery properly. And in the end, it's an endurance sport, and your aerobic capacity can be built with less time, but more specific session. And otherwise you stress your body and stop too much. You get sick, you get injury, and
your consistency
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've been coaching now for, obviously you've been with us since June, but you've been coaching for
9 years.
Yeah, looking on my notes, I'm trying to, maths isn't working as quick.
2012 I started, and 9 years, almost 10.
Okay, have you seen, as a coach, have you seen any changes in you, as in how I don't know, Coach Alessio in 2014, is it the same Coach Alessio in 2021?
Yeah, of course. My relation with the athletes is changing.
Okay.
I am less stricted to the plan, but I can adapt more and better, I think. And more or less my philosophy is the same in terms of method. But I changed more in terms of relationship with my athletes. I'm more, I don't want to mean soft, but I can understand more. Maybe because I am more
you're older and wiser. You're still younger than me, but older and wiser.
So I can understand more.
Yeah.
If you can't train today, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but
you still need to do it.
Yeah. If you can, keep going. Now I can understand with the kids, family. I don't have kids, but I can understand more. Other commitment of the life.
So I guess you've taken a more balanced and more real life approach to it.
And works better for the performance as well, because you are more relaxed. You are not stressed about training, about maybe 2, 3, 4 months before the race of stressing conditions, and you perform well.
No, I can definitely see that. And obviously we work not primarily, we work with adult age group athletes. Obviously none of them are pros. They're not looking to make a living out of it. This is their hobby and their enjoyment. Okay, that said, you also coach a pro athlete, Ivan Kalashnikov from Russia, who's had lots of podiums at ITU level and at 70.3, has an Ironman PB of sub 8:30. So is your coaching different with him because he is a pro? So,
yes.
And if it is different, in what way is it different?
Yes, it's very different because it's his job. So if I plan 3 sessions per day, he must do it.
He has to do it. Okay.
And that's it. But in terms of relation, it's more open, because he knows very well himself. And for example, if I say easy to an amateur, it's not easy.
It's not easy. No,
it's not easy at all.
Yes.
He knows very, very well himself, his body, and if I say easy, it's easy. For example, his threshold on running is sub 330 per K, and his long run, easy run, is more than 5 per K. So it's very easy for him.
Okay, yeah.
The others, if I say easy and they have a threshold at 430, they run at 440. It's not very easy. And this is for me the biggest mistake for the amateur.
I think we've, as coaches, we've all come across that. I guess with the age groupers, because they are more restricted on their time, they feel they have to cram, and they do have to balance work and life and everything else. They feel that easy is wasted. Like why easy isn't going to give me results. But
I made an idea that in the most of people, age groupers, more training is the better, and fastest training is the best. Every day, always, in any case, even if they are sick or stressed or tired. And this is the big mistake. For me, for myself.
No, I agree. I have athletes where you give them a rest day or an easy day, and you get so many messages saying, "Really, this is the pace, and I do nothing today,"
I can go faster. I know, but not today.
Today you hold back.
Today is easy. Easy ride, 2 hours, only 2 hours. I can do 4. Why?
No, that's true. So easy has to be easy, and hard has to be hard.
They probably don't understand that we work for them. For the best choice and the best way to perform, in the best way to be injury free.
There's rationale behind what we ask them to do.
I did the same mistake, because of course everybody did. But the main difference for me between a professional athlete and age groupers is this. And he needs a less guide.
Ivan, the pro.
The pro, he knows everything, and in terms of nutrition as well. He had a lot of experience. And I mustn't say, okay, now you drink, now you eat, now sleep, now stretching.
He kind of knows. He knows. So I guess in that sense, it's a little bit easier.
He's pretty much easier. The difference, the don'ts.
Not to do.
Is being a job. The performance counts.
It's a lot more important. It's your payday.
If he doesn't perform, he's you know what I mean.
No, that's it's
okay. An age group, okay, you enjoy. Okay, the race went bad. Okay, you have the next. For him, is a job, and if you don't perform, you don't get money, you don't get sponsorship.
And I guess, and this is, to an extent, this is the difference, I guess, sometimes that we see. If an age grouper is having a bad race day, we still encourage them to finish unless there's any major issues. But it's quite common for a pro athlete, if they're having a bad day, to DNF the race, because if they're not going to be on the podium or earning, they're better off saving themselves for the next race, so they will retire from the race, so they can, I guess, rest and recover a little bit more. So it's a very different
this is
mindset,
even because different system of registration, you know. The pros have a card, a membership, for 1 year, and they can anyway at any time, no sold out issues, travel issues, and if they do a DNF, maybe the week later can go in another race, somewhere else, and maybe perform well better and try another chance.
Another ticket, okay.
For an age group is different, even because the recovery is different. Maybe an age group before give up already done 3 or 4 hours race, and your body needs 2, 3, 4 days to recover. Can't race in the next Sunday or Friday.
Whereas it's a shorter event for the pros. Okay, so we've literally covered from the start of your sporting career at age 4 to here you are age 32.
32, I'm 32 now.
You know, and how you moved from sport as an athlete into coaching and full time now here. So you spent your whole life in sport in one way or another. I guess to kind of wrap up who Coach Alessio is, or who Alessio the athlete is, what does sport mean to you in all your years in sport in various capacities? What's the biggest thing, I guess, that it's taught you or that you've taken away? Or if you had to say to someone, this is why it's important to me, what would that be?
For the athletes it's important to know I try to do my best for them. Everything. I do my mistake, of course, I'm human. But everything is for them behavior. And I want to do more experience, learn more to help them much more than I'm doing now. And
so whereas like all of us, you're still on the learning curve. There's always the sport changes, and then we try and change along with it.
The sports change very quickly in
a short space of time.
Exactly. In every terms of trainings, strength, nutrition, pacing, everything. So.
And Alessio the athlete, because you're still active, you will be racing soon.
This is a good question, because now I'm more focused on coaching, because I am here and I have to fix my life here a little bit more. But I start to have my routine, and I like to go one day in Kona maybe. I still have my slot for half Ironman World Championship.
For which one?
Since Dubai. In Dubai in 2020
So you've postponed for St. George next year or Lahti in Finland?
I think to go in St. George.
St. George in 2020.
Because I like Taupo. But I saw this morning in 2024. In 3 years
it's a long way away.
So next year probably to compete in St. George and then focus on full Ironman and.
So lots of Hatta rides coming up for you then for St. George. Lots of 4 a.m. starts.
In the winter I can do it. In the winter I can do it.
Okay, cool. I think that just about wraps up our episode today. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Melina.
It's been really good to get to know you actually that little bit more. We've been working together for a while now, but I think this is the first time we've sat down and really kind of got to know each other. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So yeah, we still have a few more coaches to get through. So to all our listeners, I guess stand by and see who the next one is. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
Have a good day.